can understand why an extreme partisan like Rush Limbaugh wants President Obama's jobs program to fail, but the members of Congress elected to represent the citizens in their districts, that's another matter.
That's hitting the airwaves right now. Ann Coulter is the perfect person to ask about this. She's a syndicated columnist, and she is best-selling author of a new book called Guilty. Yes, she's at it again with another bestseller. Ann, good morning.
Good morning, Megan.
All right, so what do you think of that ad? Is this the way to motivate Republican lawmakers not to vote for this bill in the Senate?
No, I think it's just another reminder of how the left hates free speech. It really is strange how they go after speakers like this. I mean, there is no campaign by conservatives to shut down Keith Olbermann. In fact, I wish more Americans would listen to him to see the face of the left, the only 57-year-old woman trapped in a man's body, to host his own TV show. But this, I mean, the Media Matters did the same thing with me, demanding that NBC ban me from their airwaves. Talk about influence. And you have the Fairness Doctrine, which has been passed twice by Democratic Congresses, vetoed by Republican presidents, thankfully. There's a Clinton-appointed judge who suggested applying the campaign finance laws to political speech on the Internet. And weirdest of all, we have the president attacking the most popular talk radio host in America.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, didn't this start really, in fairness to this group, with President Obama, who sort of inexplicably took a shot at Rush after Rush made comments to Sean Hannity. He didn't say that he hoped President Obama would fail. He said he doesn't believe in his policies. And so to the extent he's going to shut down Gitmo and he's going to run up the national debt, Rush said, I don't believe in those things. I think those things should fail. But he didn't say that he wants the president, our American president, to fail. In any event, the left has...
The other way of putting that is you want him to succeed. Thus, you want him to govern as a right-winger and abandon all of his campaign promises. That's the flip side, and it's the same point that's being made. But no, I think it's revealing, telling, a little bit shocking that the President of the United States is identifying this leading practitioner of First Amendment speech and attacking him by name. And by the way, I'm a little wounded because I thought Obama and I bonded when he attacked me in his first book. It was me and Sean Hannity. You know, what's a girl got to do to be attacked by the president these days?
It's a good way to sell books, Ann. I mean, if he mentions you in Guilty, there you are. You're going to be on the bestseller list forever.
Doesn't he know I have a book out now? But seriously, I mean, think of CBS and Dan Rather ran a fraudulent report using fraudulent documents accusing the sitting president of shirking his National Guard service. And still, George Bush did not go out and say, don't listen to that Dan Rather. I mean, that would have even been justified, but I think people would have noticed it strange.
Well, what do you think, Ann? Where does this come from? I mean, a lot of people don't know that you've been around the block in Washington, too. You worked for the Senate Judiciary Committee years ago. What makes a politician, a seasoned politician, somewhat like Barack Obama, actually mention somebody like Sean Hannity by name, like Rush Limbaugh by name, you by name? What makes them do that? What is the political advantage to them?
Well, they gin up their crazy base. It could be a way, you know, getting the camel's nose in the tent to try to demonize conservative speakers so that the Fairness Doctrine won't look like the fascist move that it is. My Machiavellian explanation that I wish were true, but I don't think is true, is that the stimulus bill is so completely insane. It will be such a disaster that Obama is hoping the Republicans will stop it somehow. And he will gin them up to oppose his stimulus bill, not make it this massive government takeover of every industry in America, because he is not going to be a successful president if the stimulus bill goes through as it's written now, and it looks like it's going to. It's a majority Democrat House and Senate.
I have to ask you before I let you go. I've read your books. Each one has a different angle. What's the angle of Guilty?
It is, and you see it in the news every day now, how, well, everyone, but liberals have brought it to a high art, wants to be a victim to get ahead. And this week's poster child for the book is Rod Blagojevich, a corrupt governor going around comparing himself to Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. We ought to have Vegas odds on who it will be next. You know, Rosa Parks, Lou Gehrig.
Jeez. And good luck with the book. Not that you need it, but it's always a pleasure hearing your perspective.
Thank you. Good to talk to you, Megan.
Thanks, Ann.
All right.